We will start from the loops. Let's see the while loop first. As you can see in this while loop, we have initialized I variable with the value 1, and we used while loop while I is less than equal to 10, print value of I, then I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, so what is the output for this while loop? Earlier it will print 10. So how it will print the values from 1 to 10? Initially the value 1, this statement is executed, okay, while I is less than equal to 10. So 1 is less than equal to 10. This statement is executed first. So it will return two values, bool values. What do you mean by bool values? Bool means Boolean values, true and false. This statement is executed and it will return two values, Boolean values. One is true and another one is false. If the statement is true, then it is going to execute the next instruction. Okay, when the statement is true, then it will execute our next statement. Okay, if this statement is false, then it will exit from the loop. Okay, so in the first case, this statement is true or false? Write in chat box. Okay, so in the first statement, the value of this statement is true. Okay, so that's why it will execute and print the value right here. So what is the value in the variable? In the first attempt, the value in the variable is 1. Okay, so after that, this 1 is incremented with 1. So now the value of I is 2. Okay, then this loop continue. It will again check the value for I is 2. So this is again true. Then this is added from the 1 and the variable hold the value 3. Now the value 3 is represented right here. So again this is true, and this process continue till this statement is false. Okay, so when this statement is going to be false, when you give any number which is greater than the value of 10. Okay, so when this value 11 comes, then this statement is going to be false. Okay, so when this statement is false, then this loop will be, this statement is from the out of the loop. Okay, any doubt till now? Understood the concept of this while loop? Okay, no doubt. Okay, so next take a look, range function. What is range function? So range function is used to display values. This range function is very important because take number of inputs from the keyboard. Let's take an example that we are going to take the 10 inputs. Okay, so you have to take the range function. With the help of range function, you can take the multiple entries from the keyboard, or you can display multiple values with the help of range function. So let's take a look. In the first statement, we are using print range 10 and we using list range of 10. So this list is a function. Okay, this list contain, let so list shows a complete list. Starting from list is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to some values. Okay, up to some value. So this is complete list. It shows a list, and this is a function range. This is a function. Okay. So as the name suggests, a range of given value. This value may be anything. Okay. So in this example, we are taking value 10. So how your output will be after executing the first statement? Our output will be 0 to 9. Yes. Why 0 to 9? Because the list contained the starting value from the 0 position. Okay. So it will start from 0 to n minus 1. Why? Because we have to take the 10. How many values? 10 values. Okay. So that's why it start from the 0 position and end up with the n minus 1 position. Okay. Because this list contains the values from 0 onwards. Okay. Any doubt till now? Okay. So now let's take a look of this second statement. List range 0, 20. The range is from 0 to 20. So what is the output for this second statement? 0 to 19. Yes, okay. 0 to 19 is the range from 0 and end up with n minus 1 position. Now next is the range 10, 20. What is the output for this 10, 20? Okay, it will start the value, initial value from 10 and goes up to 90. Okay, next is 0, 20, 2. What is the output for this? We have to take the range from 0 to 20. Okay, and we have to take the gap of 2. So range started from 0, then 2, then 4, up to which last number? 18. Yes, 18 is the last number. Now let's take a look from this next statement. What is the output for this statement? As you can see right here, we have to take the range from minus 10 to minus 20, and the gap is given as 2. So error. Okay, so it will not display anything because this is plus 2 and we are going to take the range from minus values. Okay, so it will not print anything, it will display empty list. Okay, now list range from minus 10 to minus 20 with negative difference, so it will display the output right in chat box starting from minus 10 to minus 18. Yes, minus 10 to minus 18. So let's execute this statement from this. First of all, we have to execute last program while loop. So as you can see, this is the output for while loop. It shows the output from 1 to 10. Now execute the range function. As we have discussed, it will shows the all the output as we have discussed right now. Okay, any doubt till now? Write in chat box. Have you understood the range function? Okay, Now, moving toward the next example, for loop. So for loop, this is the syntax for loop. So how it is represented right here? What is the output for this for loop? Write in chat box. How it will work? 0 to 9. Okay. So as we have discussed right now, this range is a function. Okay. Range from 0 position to n minus 1 position. So n minus position is 9 position. Okay. So initially the value of I, what is the value initially for I? It start from the 0th position. Okay. So value hold, I value hold 0 value. Okay. After executing the range function, it will start from the 0th position and goes until 9 position, and it will print all the values right here. Okay, so that's why it is showing the output 0 to 9. So initially I hold the value 0. After executing first step, now the I holding the value 1 value, and in this way it goes till 9 position, because it pointed toward the list. Okay, so this list contains values from 1, 2, 3, 4, so up to 9 value. Okay, so initially I hold value this, then it continue, and this process goes on, and it print all the values in between the given range. Okay, next is I in range 0, 20, 2. What is the output for this? 0 to 18. Yes, you are right. So let's, you have understood this. When we move ahead, I will execute each program because we have demonstrated all the concept. Okay, so let's take a look from here. In the first example, it will show the output 0 to 9. In the next example, it shows the output from 0 to 18. In the next example, it shows the output from 0 to minus 9, because here step is minus 1. Okay. Now, what is the output for the next? Print table of 5. It is simply demonstrating the table. It starts first position from 1 and goes up to n minus 1 position. So 1 to 9, 1 to 10. Okay. So 5 is inverted comma shows the value star. Okay. So 5 multiplied by 5. So but initially I hold, write in chat box. Initially I hold the first value. So what is the first value? 1. As I have told you that this range function start from the first location to the n minus 1 location. So initially I hold the value 1. Okay, so how the output represented? 5 I into 5. I into 5 means 1 into 5. So 5. So in this manner, it will represent all the outputs. Okay. Find out. Let's execute this. Understood? Now next, sum all the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, so s is equal to 0. S is a variable. This is initialized with the value 0 for I in range 1 to 10. So what this range function show right here? It show the values from 1 to 10. Okay. So what is the value after executing first statement? range shows the values from 1 to 10. What is the value for S in after executing this statement? S is equal to 1 plus 1. Okay. So 1 plus initially 1 plus 0. So what is the value initially for S? Write in chat box. Initially we have value of S is equal to 0. Okay. Now we have started the range function. Range is from 1 to 10. Okay. Range is from 1 to 10. Okay. So I hold the value 1 initially. So what is the value for S? S is equal to not 0. S is equal to 0 plus 1. So what is the value S? It's equal to 1. It will print the value 1. Okay. After that, it will in the second step, S, what is the value for S? S is equal to 1 and I becomes 2. So what is the value now? 1 plus 2. What is the output? 3. Okay. So in this manner, this process continue. In the next step, what is the value for S? S is equal to 3. And what is the value for I? I is 3. So 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Okay. Any doubt? So let's execute this program. So in this manner, the total sum is represented as 55 because this process continue until this all the values are finished. Okay, it will calculate the sum in between 1 to 10. Okay, so 55 is the final output after addition all these numbers. Any doubt till now? Write in chat box. Have you understood this? Okay. Now sum all the numbers from 1 to 10. So this is the direct expression. We sum range from 1 to 11. So how it is performing this operation? Here we are using the sum function. Okay. Here. So this sum is used to sum up the range values. So range values defined from 1, 2 up to 10, and this sum function will add up all these values and show the final output. Okay. Here next we will discuss if else condition. So where this if else condition is used in your programming concepts. So whenever you want to take some decisions, let's take, so if you have completed your assignments, if there is a question that have you completed assignments, then there are two options for this. One is yes and one is no. Okay. So whenever you want to take some decisions, then this if else condition is used. Okay. If there is yes option and if there is no option. Okay. Have you completed your assignment? There is a question mark, and if you complete it, then you will get 10 marks. If you will not complete it, you will get 0 marks. Clear? Any doubt? So these softwares which are calculating your attendance are based on this condition. If your watch time is below 40 minutes, then you will be marked as absent. If your watch time is above 40 minutes, then you will be marked as a present. Okay. So this if else statement is used in this Blackboard for recording your attendance. Clear? Any doubt till now how this if else condition work? Okay, so now let's take this example: input two numbers from the user and compare them. So how to take the input? This input function is used to take the input from the keyboard. What is the value for this int? What is this int? Write in chat box. Integer. Okay, so if I enter some values, float values, then it will take only integer values. Okay, so here we take integer value from the keyword and place that value in a variable, and another value is stored in b variable, and we compare these two values. If a is greater than b, then it will display a is greater than b, and if it is not greater, then else statement is executed. Okay, so what is flow for this if and else statement? So as you can see right here, we have, let's take an example: a is equal to 10, b is equal to 2. So first statement is 10 is greater than 2. Is this true or false? There are two conditions, true or false. So this statement is true. Okay, now if this statement is true, then then the print statement is executed. Okay, if this statement is false, then this statement will not be executed. Okay, it will move directly toward the else statement. Here, if it is true, then the statement will execute. If it is false, then it directly moves toward else statement and print the else statement. Any doubt till now? So what is the output for this program? Write in chat box. What is the output for this program? Print statement. So we have written a comma inverted comma greater symbol then comma b. So two variables. It will display right here the values. Okay, so a hold the value 10, and inside this inverted comma anything you can write, it will display as it is. Okay, so that's why it display 10 greater than the value of variable b 2. Okay, so let's take a look for the output. So we take the value 10 for first number. This will store in a variable. We will take the second value 2. It will store in variable b. Now it is displaying 10 is greater than 2. Okay. So moving further, check whether a number is odd or even. So how to check that number? We have to find out the remainder for that number. Okay. So as you can see in this example, first we will take the value input from the keyboard. Let's take, we have taken 6 as input from the variable, and it will store in a variable n. Okay, n is a variable. So it holds the value 6. We have taken value from the keyword 6. Now what will happen in this statement? And percentage 2. As I have earlier told you that this percentage sign is used to calculate the remainder. Okay, so if 6 is divided by 2, so how you can calculate? Clear? So if we take the input 7, if we take the input 7, so how you can calculate remainder? So if you divide by 2, then remainder is 1. Okay, so we have to check the values for this remainder. Clear? So now this 6 is divided by 2, and we have to check is it equal to 0 or not. If it is 0, then we have to decide. Okay, we have to decide for even or odd. If it is 0, then it is called as a even function, even value, or if it is false, we have to call it as a odd value. Okay. Any doubt till now how the internal function of even and odd is performed using if and else? No doubt. Okay, so let's execute this program and understand. We are going to take the input 6, so 6 is even number. Now rerun this program, and we are going to take the value 7, and 7 is odd in number. Okay, now check whether a number is prime or not. How to check a number which is, this is, write in chat box, which is divisible by its. So write in chat box which number is prime. Write in chat box which number is prime. I am going to take the value 13. So 13 is prime number. Okay, divisible by 1 and by itself only is called a prime number. Okay, so how to check it? First, we are going to take the input, and we have taken the input as 7 or 13. So 13 is stored in a variable n. So we take the initial value for f is equal to 0. We have started the range. Range started from 2, comma, int n divided by 2 plus 1. So what do you mean by this? So 13 divided by 2 plus 1. So what is the range? Right here. So what is the range right here? We have to take the int value only. Write in chat box. Okay, 2 comma 7. So it will start from 2 to 7. Okay. So n mod of I is equal to 0. So percentage is used. Okay. So if f is equal to 1, then it will break, or otherwise f is equal to 0, then it will display prime number or not prime number. Clear? So this statement is break right here. Okay, we have to check only to equal to 0. If remainder is equal to 0, then we have to show this is prime number or not prime. Okay, if it is completely divisible by itself, then it is showing for prime or not prime. Okay, let's execute the program again. So we take, next program is executed. Okay, I'm going to just explain because we have explained all the basic concepts. Okay, in this program we have taken first variable with the value 12, second variable with the value 10, and we have to compare using if and else condition. Okay, so first statement is A is equal to B. What do you mean by this? 12 is equal to 10 or not? Is going to be true or false? It is going to be false. Okay, so it will not execute. This statement will not execute, and statement will not execute. Okay, then it will check else statement. A is greater than equal to B. So 12 is greater but not equal. Okay. So this statement 12 is greater but not equal. Okay. So this is true. So that's why it is printing A is greater than B. And last statement will not be executed because this else if statement is true. Okay. So there are two statements written here, greater or equal. So if any one of these statements true, then this is true. Okay. Any doubt till now? Write in chat box. Okay. So now functions. How to declare and call the functions. These are very important because if you want to create something new, then you have to understand how to create a function. And if you want to create your calculator application, okay, if you want to create some website where you have to create something calculator in your website, then how to create that website and how to create a particular application uh, at any platform. Okay, you know how to create the functions. These functions are nothing but a small programs written in particular tab. Let's take an example for a calculator. Calculator has different tabs like there is addition symbol, subtraction symbol, multiplication, division, and so on. Okay. When you press on plus symbol, then what will happen? You will take the two inputs and those two inputs will be added together. So how it is going to be performed using calculator? So these functions are used to in the software to calculate all the operations, and all the functions are combined together in a main program to call a particular sub program. Okay, so calculator is a bigger domain. Okay, in that calculator there are so many functions that you have to calculate addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus operation, under root, square root, or so many. Script file for your program, it is going to be messy. So you have to create small program and call those programs using objects. Okay, so here we are defining a function. So how to define a function? We use the syntax def. So as you can see right here, def is a syntax to declare any function. So function we have defined add. So this is our function. This is syntax for defining any function, and this is the name for the function, and we have defined the parameter inside the function. So we are going to take these two values, a and b values. Okay, now c is equal to a plus b. So what do we mean by this? If we will take the two values a and b, these two values get added and placed in a variable c, and it will return the value c. Okay, so final output, it will return the value c. Okay, so initially we are printing that add 10 comma 20, and we pass the variable add 10 comma 20. So this is the function, and how you can call the function? You write the function name, and give the parameters. If you want to add two numbers, first number a is going to be stored to as a 2, and we have to given second number. So second number is going to be stored in p variable. So after that, c is equal to 2 plus 3, and c is 3. Okay, c is 5. Okay, understood how this function will be created. This is very important. Every time you will find this function is useful in your programming. Okay, if you know how to create the function, you can create any application. Okay, any doubt till now? Let's take a look how to run this function. So as you can see right here, we have passed initially the value 10, 20, and it showed the addition of two numbers 30, and we passed 50 and 20 value, it showed the addition as 70, and lastly we passed the value 200, and it shows the output 280. Okay, can we move further? Any doubt till now? Any point you have not understood? Then we can explain those. Okay, no problem. So next is prime number calculation, and I have explained the basic concept how to calculate the prime number. So initially we have defined a function. Okay, so DEF is the syntax for the for creating any function. Okay, so as you can see right here, it will create the function. What is the function name? Is prime is the function name, and what we have to pass? We have to pass any value for this n. Okay, so it will take a range from 2 to integer n by 2 plus 1 value. Okay, and it will, we have to find out this remainder part. Okay, so if this remainder is equal to 0, then it will return the value, otherwise it will return the 1 value. Okay, so return 0 means it will return. So now, okay, so now let us explain how to create a function for addition. Here we have defined the function using DEF function, syntax, and we create a function named add n number. Okay, and we pass the value for n. Okay, and we take the sum for the range in between n minus 1. Let's suppose the value of n is equal to initially 10, as we have given right here. Initially the value of n is equal to 10. Now what happened? What is the range, right? What is the range? Range n plus 1. Give your response in chat box. N is equal to 11. So range is 0 to 10. Okay, 0 to 10 is the range. Okay, so we have to perform the sum in between from 0 to 10. Okay, so it will return a variable s. So what is the variable s? Addition of all these 10 numbers. Okay, so let's take a look how this program will display the output. So as you can see, it shows the output 55. We have shown this output earlier also. Okay, so in this manner, if you give any variable right here, it will display the summation from n plus 1 locations. Okay, up to that number. Can we move further? Any doubt till now? Okay, so next is math libraries. There is a different libraries to perform different mathematical operations. So m dot, this is the syntax for calling any library. So m is a math library. So we have to import math as m. Okay. So if this math library is not installed in your Python idle environment, then what you have to do? You have to type pip install install math library. Okay, so after installing your math library, you can call that math library using, we have created the object m right here. So m dot exponential minus 200. So we can calculate the exponential of minus 200 in this example. Okay. In second example, we calculate the log operation by using math library. Okay. In the third option, we are calculating log operation from 100 to 10. Okay.